Everyone, happy Friday. It's Patty from PS Paper Crafts, and today we're going to do a fun technique. It's called a baby wipe technique. Probably many of you have done this, have heard of it, but I love to do it in the fall and just create some really beautiful different color leaves on my cards. So I used two different stamp sets and we will use both of them today. I love how this turned out. I was kind of surprised that this would be the better one for me. And then there's this one. So for this one, I used the Gathering Moments, and I thought because it's red rubber that it would be, I don't know, I thought it would be more clear, but I don't know if you can see it. There are the veins in it, but this one I just absolutely love, and this is the Artistic Leaves, and I use this, and then these little dots. So we're going to do both of them. I'm going to show you step by step how to do it. I think some other ideas which I'd like to play with, I haven't had a chance. Maybe if you did snowflakes with different color blues, not different, you know, all different colors, but blues, different shades of blues, or maybe evergreen trees with different shades of green. I'm going to give that a try, but I thought that might be a fun thing to do. And we're just going to play. For these cards, I used I used Granny Apple Green. Nope, these are the wrong ones. Those are what I'm going to use today. Granny Apple Green, Daffodil Delight, Calypso Coral, and Blackberry Bliss. And those are what I used for both of these cards. I'm going to take the Granny Apple Green because I think it's a nice, bright, fun green. And we're going to do Cherry Cobbler, Timid Tiger, and Darling Duckling. And we'll see how they work. And then we're going to figure out the card bases based on how they come out. I kind of picked up, you know, my favorite Blackberry Bliss because it seemed to be a lot of that. But then I also did the Calypso Coral to pick up some of the orange, and then I kind of did the reverse on this one. So let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is just get a card layer. This is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Sorry, 4 by 5 1/4. And I'll have instructions. There's not a lot of measurements, but I'll have it all in a PDF below. It's called a project sheet, and there's a link below the video where you can get that. So we are going to get, I use an empty case. You want something that's not going to absorb wet. So I use this is what I have my chamois in. I just took my chamois out, dried it off a little bit. You can use, if you have the glass mat or any surface that's not wet. I wouldn't do it on like paper. And then we're going to get baby wipes. And the baby wipes, this has a little bit of a pattern, but some of them have like this whole stitching fancy pattern. And I feel like that might take away from the actual, see, this has like a little, but it might add the pattern, I should say, to your project. So if you can get, if you have to use whatever you have, I have grandbaby, so we're still using diaper wipes. And you can do like 2 or 3 layers. I'm going to do 3 layers, I think. And just lay it in here. So now you've got your working area. Let me put this back in. Actually, I'll leave this out because your hands may get a little bit inky with this. And then you're going to just take your inks and just, these are ink refills, and you're just going to dot all over the place, all the different color inks. And this is going to create kind of your ink pad that you're going to press your stamps into. You want to make it big enough to cover your largest stamp. So we're going to use this stamp. So it's plenty big. So that was the Cherry Cobbler. And you could keep adding more, like if you find there's holes. You can go back and add the color again. And you're kind of creating your, as I said, stamp pad. Okay? And there's no rhyme or reason to this. Just do it and have fun with it. And I like to do, you know, a red, an orange, a green. So whatever colors you have will work fine. And the other thing is when you're inking your stamp in this, try to just go down and up. I remember when I lived in Florida, I had in-person classes and we did this and we passed it around. And I think the last person, we ended up creating a new one. So this is the Darling Duckling, because it got kind of muddled and it wasn't so nice. I'm hoping this yellow is, I like the Daffodil Delight because it was a little bright. We'll see how this goes. And you don't have to have every single spot filled, but, and there's a good amount of ink in these refills, so. All right, so now we have it. So which one do we want to start with? Let's start with this one. So I'm going to use the stamps. I'm going to use this, this, and I think I'll use this. I didn't use it on the last card, but we'll see how that looks. So we're just going to press it down, pick it up, and just stamp. Okay? It's kind of like a watercolory thing. If it gets to be too much where you're mixing, you could always clean your stamp between. And I'm just going to stamp it, and every one will come out different, and that's okay that I have that line there. And you're going to go off your page as well. So we'll cover that up with something. Then I'm going to take, I start with the biggest stamp, and then I just go back with the smaller ones and fill in. Isn't it beautiful? Okay, and then we have this one. I like this one, I think. This might be my favorite. And you just want to, you know, find a place and stamp it on. All right, and then we're going to do one more of these little berries. So isn't it pretty? Try to get over that one. All right. Not sure how much more we can fit in here. Let's see, let's get some up here. So just really have fun with it. That's the idea. Okay? So we're going to just keep stamping. We're going to get another sheet, and you can just keep going with this. I mean, if you want to make, you can make a whole bunch of cards very quickly, just using this. And then I think you could save it. I don't know how long it would last, but if you close it up in something kind of airtight, I think you could save it. So now we're going to do use this stamp set. So we're going to use this, and the dots. So largest, next size, and then the smallest size, so you can fit it in. It's kind of like that. Remember the I think it's Stephen Covey who did all of the planning or whatever, where he did, you know, put in the big rocks first. That's what you want to do. Otherwise, you'll never fit them in. Okay, let's see how this comes out. Isn't that pretty? We're just going to keep doing this. And this, the photopolymer seems to stick to the thing. So just be careful. That one I like. Okay, so we'll do these 3 big ones. So pretty. And then we're going to fill in with this. What do you think? So pretty. Looks like fall, right? It's just starting now to do, to change. Okay, it's picking it up. So let's put this here, and then we'll do one more of these, and then we'll fill in. We'll do a little tip over here. So it's nice to go off the paper. It almost looks like it just continues, like maybe you cut this from a bigger piece of paper. And now let's do this little dots. I love little dots, and I was going to do these in a solid color, and then I decided let's just keep going with this little ink pad here that we have. And we're just going to fill in wherever we can. And this is whenever you do a, create your own background. You want to just start with the biggest and then keep going. And let's see, we'll do one here. And what do you think? Any more? I think that looks good. So we've got our 2 layers, and again, I could just keep going with this. I'm going to close it up because I might use it on the inside. I think I did use it on the inside. So now we have these, and then I thought, let's figure out the card bases that we want. So I cut card bases with all 4 colors, the Timid Tiger, the Granny Apple Green, Cherry Cobbler, and the Darling Duckling. So let's see. And I cut these too big. How did I do that? Or did I cut that too small? Ah, this is too small. I must have used something. So let's just see how it is, and then I'll cut another one. I must have had a piece that I thought was the right piece. That kind of like is not, I think I want a dark color. I think this is beautiful. What do you think of that? And then we've got this. Or I really like that. I'm drawn to like the dark colors. Let's do this. Okay. So that's put these down, and then we're going to let me pull these out. So we're going to stamp, and I'll show you how to create this background for this card. And we're going to do it on one of these cards as well. So let me get my trusty Snail Plus and get this going. I love the red in here, the Cherry Cobbler. It's a little bit different than this is more of like a purple. But it's nice to have like some bright colors and then some deep colors, I think. I mean, you pick what you like. To each his own, right? So pretty right off the bat. So now we want to cut what I used on this one, we'll do this one first, is I used the dies from this stamp set. Is it this stamp set? No, it isn't. I used the dies from Label Me Grateful. Not sure why I used that. I kind of thought it went with this. But that's okay. I'm going to use it anyway. You can use whatever die you want. But I just want to show you how to get, like the second layer of this one. So let's get our machine out. And we're just going to get a scrap. I always have pieces next to me. And we're going to die cut the first one in white. So we'll use that for the label. I was making a banner and I did all these die cuts. I really did a number on my plate there. And then let's get a piece of, let's do the Cherry Cobbler. And I know I did these in different colors, but I think I want to just do Cherry Cobbler. So we're going to do this. Let me get a piece of Cherry Cobbler. Okay, so I'm just going to put this Cherry Cobbler down with the same exact die. And again, you can use whatever die you want. Or the next card, we're not even going to use a die. We're just going to stamp and cut. So now we have 2 of the same size. Let's put this aside. That's funny that I thought this set, I think I was going to die cut some leaves with it. I think that's why I pulled this out. Or some acorns, but okay. So now what we're going to do is just cut this in half. And then we can spread it out behind the white label. So it's kind of like a way of getting a nested label. without having a nested label. So we're going to just adhere it like this. But let's first stamp our sentiment. And for this one, we're doing, I used Your Friendship Means the World to Me, but I'm going to do Expressing Heartfelt Gratitude. And I am going to do it kind of on the side. And we'll do this in, I want to do Cherry Cobbler. Which card am I working on? I'm getting all confused here. Maybe I'll do the Timid Tiger. And with a green. Oh, so many choices. You could use any of the colors, and they all seem to be, you know, very visible. So let's just test her out. I'm going to do it over on the side a little bit. And then we're going to use one of the stamps. Maybe I'll do the berries up here. So we're going to get this out again. And we're going to get the berries. Am I in the right stamp set? I'm not in the right stamp set. So we want to get I'm trying to keep the stamp sets together. We'll do this leaf. And I am going to just clean it off a little bit because it looks like it's got a lot of red on it. Just to give it a fair shot at what it's going to pick up here. So we're going to do this. I feel like it's scrunched. So let's do this. And right here. And you can do more if you want. We're just going to do that. Put that aside. And you could even put some of these dots around it. So then we're going to just get our liquid glue. And we're going to glue this right behind top and bottom. Don't go all the way up to the top because you want to show that. But you can go like this. And then you're going to add it like that. So now you've got, it doesn't have a border on the sides. And usually I have a ribbon around the card, so it kind of hides it, but I think it's okay. And you are actually putting the glue on the front of this. So there is a front and a back of the die cut pieces. Just like this. And it just makes it pop a little bit. What do you think? Pretty, right? So let's get our dimensionals. I think I have a new pack here. Oh, I have a few. It's always fun to open a new pack of dimensionals. So put some of these on. And then we'll do the insides in a minute. Let's do both outsides and then we'll do both insides. Just take the backings off. I love this time of year. It's my favorite. And the colors are starting to change, which always makes me happy. So here we go with that. And then we'll figure out some kind of something to put on top. So now this one, do we want to do different color back? So let's do the Granny Apple Green and the white. So I always have these strips of white. And let's do this in Granny Apple Green. And so this, you can use whatever stamp. I wanted to make, I have a lot of fall birthday cards, so I'm doing Celebrate today. And then I have the inside is from, I have Happy Birthday from the Charming Day stamp set. But you can use, you know, whatever stamp sets you have. So let's get Celebrate Today. I just want to make sure it's clean. Sometimes I don't clean between. And we're going to do this in Granny Apple Green. Okay, and let's get a strip of Granny Apple Green. So this is a 1/2 inch by 4. I'm going to do a 3/4 by 4. Okay, so let's see how this is going to look. And it's going to go right across here. Pretty. I like it. So let's put this down with some snail or seal. I still go back to the snail. Seal plus. We'll just try to get it between it, make it even. And then we'll put some dimensionals on this one. And we'll decorate the inside layer, figure out what we want, and then put some embellishments on the outside. I'm trying to think of the colors to use. I'll show you what I used on the other cards. And they don't have to be the exact same colors, like if it's an orange or a green, because it's all mixed in. So Celebrate Today, you can put it in the middle, a little bit above. Okay, let's get rid of this. So we have 4 cards. So on the insides, the inside of this, I put Happy Birthday. I'm going to do the same thing. And then the inside of this, I just put, oh, I didn't even do an inside. That's because that's that one. I'm getting confused. I just put the leaves. So we want to coordinate, because I did different stamps on different, I use this where I have it here. So we want to make sure we coordinate the stamps with what the outside is. Okay. So there is a Thankful for You. I realized I mixed the sentiments between the 2 stamp sets. So I'm sorry. I was trying to keep it all straight. I wanted to make them a little different. So if you have both stamp sets, you can make them this way. If you only have this one, you use these with these sentiments, like I did with this. And then if you only have this stamp set, you use these sentiments. So sorry for any confusion, but I am going to use the Thankful for You. And I think I have that. Or no, I have the Many Thanks. Many Thanks. That's what I have mounted. And so we're going to do that in, I have the, let's do that in the Timid Tiger. So we're continuing on. Many Thanks. We'll put it kind of up here. And then we're using this stamp in our for our leaf. So let's get this, let's put these aside. Give me some room, right? I hope I didn't confuse you even more. What I was trying to do was keep the sentiments and the leaf stamp from the same set, and I mixed them. So we're going to put this here. And then we'll do one of these at the top. And I am getting a package. So I've got my dog barking. Sorry about that. It's probably a Stampin' Up! Package. Okay, the coast is clear. Bailey's not barking. It was a Stampin' Up! Package. So here is the inside, and let's put this on the inside of the right card. So I'm trying to match the outside leaves with the inside leaves. And I think it's beautiful. I really am, I get so excited to do this. Well, we'll just put it down. To do this technique. I just think it's really pretty. And then on this one, Celebrate Today, I think we're just going to do some leaves. So he's in a dimensional backing somewhere, right? And we'll just do this big one right here. Ugh, I got the line. This one I'm going to turn over. So let's just turn it over. Nobody will know. Let's make sure it's okay. Let's try that again. Okay, and then should we do this one or this one? I like this one. So let's do this right up here. Okay, so this one is done, and then you just write whatever you want in there, right? This is the birthday card. Okay, so we want to put happy birthday in this. I'm going to put it down and hope for the best because it's got the sticky on it. I want to put the happy birthday on this one. These dimensionals, so they're killing me. All right, and let's do this one in the green. So let's get the Granny Apple Green. Just check it out. I love Granny Apple Green. It's just a fun green. Whew. Didn't cause any problems. Okay, and let's embellish. Okay, so on the other card, I used, let me show you. So on these cards, I used, this is the low profile sparkle dots. So I used this green. And then on this one, I use the Darling Duckling. So let's go with these and use like an orange and a green, or an orange and a yellow. Let me get my, let's do the orange. I'm gonna just put one on each end, kind of like a brad. Okay, and then on this one, let's do some yellow. We'll do a big and a little and a medium. How's that? All right, so 4 different cards, 2 different stamp sets, lots of different looks. I think they're beautiful. I hope you give this a try. It's a lot of fun. And this is from my inspiration calendar for September. So we said make a card using the baby wipe. Next week, we're going to make a pop-out panel card. If you want this, you can subscribe to my email list, and I will send it to you every month. And then I always do a Friday video, and then we do sketches and color combos and things like that, which you can find on my blog. I don't have videos on that. And then I also wanted to, so there you can subscribe to my email list. There's a link below where you can do that. I also wanted to show you, I just kicked off my Christmas card Stamp-A-Stack. So every September I do a Stamp-A-Stack where you can get, you know, a lot of your Christmas cards done. You make 16 cards. So let me show you. You'll make 4 of each of these. 4 of these. 4 of these. Isn't that beautiful? 4 of these. Whoop. Don't want to get it dirty. And 4 of these. So if you're interested in this, I'll have a link below, and you have to register by September 20th. And then I'll have the kits cut and made and sent out early October. So look for the link below. If you like this, give me a thumbs up, and I will see you next week. Have a great week.